If you're looking for work right now and are concerned about how to tackle your next online job interview, well, you're at the right place because we've got some great suggestions for you. Hello again, Ed Humphrey here with a new episode of About Townshippers. And this is where we sit down and we chat with representatives from different organizations that provide services to the English-speaking communities spread throughout Quebec's beautiful eastern townships. In these segments, Jessica Girard from JobLinks Employment Centre in Sherbrooke provides advice on a whole list of subjects that tie into employment and career development. So it's no secret that right now our daily lives are going more and more online, right? Everything from entertainment and time with friends to school courses and working from home. So that's why today Jessica is going to give you some advice on how to nail your next online job interview. Here we go. Well, good afternoon, Jessica. Welcome back to About Townshippers.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, here we go. We're on to our third segment of Jessica with JobLinks. We're doing this online. We're doing it virtually. Today, we're doing it on Zoom. We could have done it on Skype or on Blue Jeans or on any other virtual platform. That's really what's going on right now. A lot of things are being done online, including job interviews.
Yes.
So how do we go about preparing for a job interview online?
Well, we would adopt some of the same strategies that we would adopt for an in-person interview. For example, preparing your questions ahead of time, preparing keywords for your answers, making sure you're familiar with your resume, familiar with the job description, making sure you have important documents on hand. For example, references, copies of your diploma. For a virtual interview, for example, you might have them on your computer so you can send them out, but you would still have your pertinent documents on hand. And you would also practice either with family or friends, or in this case, actually, you could practice using the software. So recording your practice sessions with Zoom or with Skype, and then looking at them and trying to see where can you, what can you change? What can you add?
Okay. But something that is not normal or that we're not used to doing is using all this technology. I mean, right now, this is like this is an interview we're doing, but we've both got microphones, we've got cameras, we've got some lights, we've got the platform. So let's talk a bit about how we have to take into consideration the technological aspect of doing online job interviews.
So you have to make sure that the quality of your camera is good. The quality of the sound is actually good too. So interviewers are able to see you well and understand you well. You also have to make sure that you've signed up or you've created an account with the software that you're going to be using. So be it Blue Jeans, as you said, be it Zoom or Skype, and that you've actually downloaded the software. And if possible, download the software on 2 devices. So that could be a tablet, it could be your phone, it could be your laptop, just in case one of them decides to stop functioning the day of your interview.
Because, we all know about Murphy's Law. If something's going to go wrong, it will. And it's not if, it's when. So,
exactly.
So that does happen. And now I've got earbuds on today, and you're just using your system's microphone and speakers.
Yeah.
Any comments about that, or is there anything that we should look out for?
I recommend using earbuds. You could use earphones as well, but I recommend the earbuds just because of how discreet it can be.
Well, they're big too, those big headphones, yeah.
They're bulky, they're big, and they can be distracting too. So I would go with the earbuds. And an advantage to using earbuds, actually earphones too, is that they can block out the noise, the outside noise, the background noise, and it could also increase the quality of the sound.
We can't always have 2 cameras and 2 screens and 2 microphones, but at least the earbuds or the headphones we can have, in case of problems, we can switch them up.
Exactly. So just having 2 pairs of them lying around, you don't need to spend hundreds and hundreds on the earbuds, but just having 2 pairs, just in case, just like a device, just in case one decides not to work the day of the interview.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about setup. I mean, you're in your office at your place of work. I'm in my home office. I've been here for the last 8 months. I am allowed to go out, but I've been here for quite a while now, and we can see visually that we both have different setups. So,
Mhm.
what do we take into consideration when we're setting up our virtual? It's not a studio, but our virtual backdrop and all that.
Well, you want to try to have either a neutral background, so something that's not cluttered. So say, for example, a home office that's cleaned up, or if you have to do in your bedroom, a bedroom that's cleaned up so you don't have clothes lying around and just things lying around. So it's not distracting, it's professional looking. You could also have a background that can sort of indicate your character. So for example, in your case, we see the guitars in the back. We see the mandolin as well. So that could be another option as well.
Is there anything we should avoid?
You want to avoid clutter. uh, you want to avoid clutter, but you also want to avoid bad lighting. So in my case, I have a light that, I have a light normally to my right. It's not working today. Normally, so you want to have good lighting. So you could have a light diagonally on both sides. You want to avoid having lights that are directly on top of you. You want to have as much as possible natural light versus like fluorescent lights. And again, if possible, avoid having a window behind you, directly behind you, or a door with a window.
Because we can't, because then the camera concentrates on the light source and not on us, and it's you call it a contre-jour, so we end up being very dark, and all you see is the light. Okay, see, right now I've got a natural window right here in front of me, and then I've got another light here.
Yes.
But the challenge is that it's a cloudy day, so it'll be nice and sunny and it'll look great, and then it'll get very dark, and this side of my face will get dark, and then so it's kind of a balancing act, isn't it?
We try to prepare as much as possible, but things like that can happen, and it's understandable.
Okay. And although we will have sources at the end of the video, if people want more information, if they'd like to know where to go to look again at what we've shared today, YouTube is a great place, and the internet is a great place to find tutorials and hints and tricks on how to do the lighting and how to set up the cameras and stuff. But speaking of cameras, where should we be looking when we're doing a job interview?
So what I recommend is looking at the camera, because that's what the employer will see, the interviewer will see, right? So you want to make sure you look at the camera, and if possible, try to minimize the size of your app display, and then place it just below the camera. So you're looking at the camera.
So that means that I can minimize the icon or the image of here it's Zoom. So I make that real small, and then I put you just under the camera lens.
Yeah, exactly. Just under the camera lens, so you're looking at the camera.
Okay, I understand.
And when possible, try to make sure you're centered in your screen. So right now, my head is, so not like that, not like that. So you want to make sure your head, actually just like this, your head is just below the top of the screen, and the middle of your bust appears at the bottom of the screen.
So I guess we want to avoid looking down, right? Looking down at our laptops?
Exactly. Looking down at your laptops when, or for example, when people use their cell phones for their interviews, if they don't position their cell phone at eye level, you'll kind of have that view of your nose like this. And you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So you can kind of position it on top of books, or on top of like on a bookshelf, for example, just to make sure it's at eye level.
Okay, a lot of stuff to take into consideration.
A lot of things. But as you said, individuals can look at the different sources that will be listed, but also YouTube videos. There's a lot of information out there. It is an interview at the end of the day, so you want to make sure you're prepared for it. You want to make sure you're dressed well for it. Exactly. You want to make sure that you're respecting that interview etiquette. So there's a lot of that information actually that we'll be able to discuss at a later date. But yes, so it is like, it is an interview at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that you are respecting that interview etiquette, that you are well dressed for for that interview.
Well dressed, on time,
Yes.
professional. Make sure that all our equipment is working properly. Our lights, we want to put our professional talents in the best light, huh? It's possible. And you want to sound good and look good. Okay, great. Well, Jessica Girard, you're a guidance counselor at JobLinks Employment Center, and this is an ongoing series that we're doing together, Jessica from JobLinks. And you just mentioned we'll be back next time we're actually going to continue this segment, are we not?
Exactly.
And so we're going to be talking more about the etiquette and, yeah, it was the etiquette.
Attire,
There we go.
distractions.
There's just so much to talk about. We have to come back again.
Exactly.
Great. Jessica, if someone wants some more information or wants to contact you or any of your colleagues with employment type questions, how do they go about doing that?
So they can reach us in various ways. So by phone at 819-566-2422, by email at joblinks@etsb.qc.ca, by our website, so ETSB JobLinks, and they can also reach us through Facebook. So just by searching for JobLinks.
Great. Cool. We'll put that up, make sure everybody's aware of the sources for this interview so they can do some more research and how to contact you. That's great. Well, look, thanks again, Jessica, and we're going to see you next time.
All right, sounds good. Bye, Ed.
Take care. If you'd like to learn more about today's subject or any other employment topics, please contact Jessica JobLinks. Her contact info and the sources for today's chat are listed right here below in the video description. Thanks for spending a bit of your time with us today. If you've enjoyed this episode, well, please click on the like and on the share buttons, and we warmly invite you to subscribe to Townshipers Association's YouTube channel. My name is Ed Humphrey, and we'll be back next week with a brand new episode of About Townshipers. Take care.